Lights out, lying in your arms, and these feelings start.
Hey there, welcome back once again to my channel. If you are clicking on this video, I do appreciate you guys stopping by. On today's video, we are talking all about primers. I have my collection right here in front of me and I'm going to be sharing it with you guys, and also my favorites out of my collection. So if you guys want to see my primers that I have and the ones that are my favorite, then you guys know. Continue watching. Okay, so a makeup primer is meant just for that, to prime your skin before adding foundation or any makeup products on top. The primer is to sort of like seal your skin and fill in your fine lines and pores, just to give it that smooth texture, so that anything else after that goes on nice and smooth, which would be your foundation or your powder, depending on what it is that you use. Now, there are tons of primers geared for different skin types, meaning oily or dry skin. I do have oily skin and combination. Well, depending on the season, I'll get dry patches here and there. But for the most part, I am extremely oily. If you do have dry skin, you would want to use a hydrating primer. If you have oily skin, you want to use a mattifying primer. But that is not always the case. I do have a video where I show you my face routine, my foundation full face. I will link it up here if you guys want to check that out. I do mix my primers. Okay, we're gonna get a little scientific here. When you do have oily skin, it's actually your skin needing more hydration. It needs extra hydration. So your skin produces extra oil to make up for the lost hydration. All right, hope that is making sense. Sometimes it makes sense in my head, and when I speak it, I don't know if you guys are quite understanding it. But okay, so that is what oily skin is. So it's extremely dehydrated skin. Now for that, I like to mix a hydrating primer with a mattifying primer. So meaning that in the outside perimeters where I'm actually a little bit drier, I'll just place some hydrating primers. And in the T-zone where I have extremely oily skin, I'll just add a little bit of mattifying just to keep that area matte. But there are also some pore primers that cover the pores or tend to blur the pores out. It's really hard to find a primer that will blur away your imperfections and or cover up some pores. But I do have some here in my collection that I find to be really good with that. I honestly did not believe in primers a while back. I just thought it was an extra step and an extra product. I was like, you know what, they're just, you know, coming out with different products to purchase just to add more products into someone's routine. But it actually does make sense. When you're gonna paint a wall, you want to make it very smooth, so you gotta prime it before you add your paint, right? I'm not a painter, so I'm not really sure, but that's what I know, and I've seen that they add a primer. Same goes to your skin. Now also, when you are paving or adding cement on the streets, they also add a primer to cover the craters or the holes on the street. That way they can go over with the cement, so that the cement dries perfectly smooth and flat. All right, so that's when I started seeing that it makes sense. A primer is very important in your routine. And let's just go ahead and dive into the primers. Okay, so my first primer here that I have is by Maybelline, and this is the Baby Skin. This one has been out for a long time now, maybe about 3 years ago. I remember when everybody started using the Baby Skin primer. Now this one does say it's instant pore eraser, and I actually do find this one working a lot on the pores, blurring them out. I will show you guys the consistency if you're not really aware. This one is more of a gel clear liquid form. Okay, and you just spread it, and it's clear, as you can see, but you actually do see a little bit of a difference. Let me just show you. I'm not sure you can see a difference. I mean, it's not as close, but it feels really, really, really smooth. So next primer that I have here is also by Maybelline, and this is a new Master Prime, and this is in the Blur and Illuminate. They do have a couple of different primers from this line. They've got the redness one, the pore minimizer one. Now this one does say that it visually blurs tones, imperfections, and smooth skin surfaces. It primes skin for an illuminated start. It's lightweight, non-oily formula, and it does not clog pores. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the consistency of this one. Now this one does come out a little bit more liquidy. Now this one does have a pink tint to it, and it's very luminous. I'm going to go ahead and apply it on my hand, and you guys are going to see the luminosity. This one is a little bit more liquidy. You can feel it right away. It is really, really soft, but it does have a scent like perfume or something like that, but just gives you that luminosity for underneath. I'm not sure about blurring. It doesn't really blur, it just adds a little bit more luminosity. Okay, so the next primer here is one that I'm pretty sure everyone has heard of or tried, and this is the one by SMASHBOX, and this is the Photo Finish Foundation Primer. This is the original one, clear. The other ones that they have is like a green one that's geared for redness. They have a purple one. They have various primers. Now this one here, I feel like it's almost a dupe for the baby skin from Maybelline. I mean, if you can see it, it's almost the same texture. It's a clear liquid, and it also goes on very, very smooth. I don't even know why I'm swatching them or showing. I mean, I don't think you guys can even see anything, but I mean, it literally does feel very, very smooth. Next here is one of my, I'll leave the favorites to the end, but letting you guys know that this is one of my favorites. This is the one by Dr. BRANDT, and it's the Pores No More. I mean, who remembers this primer? It slowly gets put back into everyone's collection because all these new ones that are coming out, we just, you know, forget about the really, really good ones. Okay, so this one is said to minimize the look of pores, absorbs oil, and mattifies shine. This one I really, really do love. For the pores, I do actually feel that it blurs them out. This one does come out with, like, this has a tint like of a foundation, but it dissipates as you apply it. It's also very like creamy, like a moussey type of primer. It actually feels a little bit thicker, and moussey. So I don't know why I'm showing you guys on my hand. Just want to show you guys the consistency of it. But it's really, really good. I really like this one. And the scent it gives off, it smells like medicine, which I like. Kind of weird. Next primer that I have is the SMASHBOX Photo Finish Primerizer, which is a primer and a moisturizer. This one is really, really good. I got the travel size because you guys know me, I love purchasing travel sizes. But as you can see, I do have quite a few primers, which is why I like picking up travel sizes, because I know I'm not going to finish up a full size. So this one is said to have 2-in-1, a primer and a moisturizer. If you're extremely dry or you have dry skin, I would recommend you moisturize still and then you add this on. But since I am oily, there are times when I can get away with just using this alone as my moisturizer and primer. And it looks really, really good, and I feel my skin is like really hydrated. Now the texture to this primer is a lot more watery, liquidy. As you can see, it's about to drip. You see that? It's like a gel form. You see that? It's just very hydrating. You can right off the bat, you can see how hydrating it leaves my hand. It just has that primary feel to it, but like a gel moisturizer, which is really very innovative. So really good primer. Next primer here in my collection is this one by NYX, and this is the #NoFilter Blurring Primer, which is said to, it gives you a no filter needed look with its light as air feel and silky smooth texture. This cream primer creates the perfect canvas for flawless makeup application. Your face will be insta ready before you can say How many likes? Okay, so this one as well, the consistency to this is a little bit more runny as well. Also has a tint to it, like the Dr. BRANDT Pores No More. It has a tint to it. I'm gonna apply it right here, and it feels very smooth, and it has a very light, like florally scent to it. I mean, I'm not sure, but I gotta say it does really work. Next primer is the One Heck of a Blot from Soap and Glory. This one is an instant perfecting power primer. It has a shine block of 12 hours, matte spheres, and pore shrink technology. This one is giving a huge statement there. I honestly do like this for blurring the pores. Now the consistency to this is kind of like the Maybelline. It has a little luminosity, it's a little liquidy, and I don't feel, the only one that I have felt that leaves it kind of sticky is the Dr. BRANDT Pores No More. This one actually leaves it really tacky, but it also works really good for your pores. Next primer that I have here is this one by GUERLAIN. Now this one is very, very bougie, very expensive, I know, which is why I don't use it a lot. As you can see, I have this much used up. I use it on special occasions because it does leave your skin looking so, so pretty. It leaves it very plump, hydrated. It does have these little gold specks in it, but so this one is a gel form as well, and it is very, very liquidy. It's already running. Let me just place it on here. It does leave you, it gives you like a very instant, beautiful, plump glow to your skin. The gold specks are not visible. They are completely gone. It does give you a tacky feeling, which will help your foundation stick better to your skin. So I feel that tackiness is really good in a primer. It just grabs your foundation just a little bit better. But not only that, but it leaves your skin so, so nice and glowy. So I might just use this in a video. If you guys want to see it, just let me know. But I really like this one. And I love the scent to that GUERLAIN primer. It smells expensive. Alright, so the next primer that I have here is by Hard Candy, and this is the Sheer Envy Primer Shine Free. Controls shine for a matte finish. This one is really good as well. It does help control your shine. It keeps you matte throughout the day. I mean, not a long time, but it does keep you matte. It says that it prevents oil buildup and reduces shine while reducing the need for foundation touch-ups. Lightweight primer is suggested for oily, sensitive, or problem-prone skin. And this one is very lightweight. I don't feel it does anything for the pores or fine lines, but it does keep you matte. This one has a very thick consistency, but it's clear or white. Not clear, it's white actually. And it just feels like a primer. It just leaves it very nice and soft. We're almost done with the primers. Next one here is the Urban Decay Optical Illusion Complexion Primer. This one is smoothing rosehip and argan oil, pore perfecting. This one as well has a moussey texture to it, and it does have like a pink tint. You just dispense it. I love that it has a little pump. And again, it's a travel size, and it does give you a lot of product. Now this one, what I like about this one is that the moussey texture, you only need a little bit. A little bit goes a long way. If you apply so much, it'll tend to kind of create little, it'll start to like separate. You can feel it. You can feel like little pieces of primer turning into like little balls. A little bit goes a long way. This one, what I love about it, it doesn't leave you as tacky as the other ones, but, and it doesn't have a scent either. How weird. It doesn't have a scent. This one does contain rosehip and argan oil, which are amazing ingredients. Next primer here that I have, I feel is not talked about as much. I don't know why. It's really good. And it's this one right here by L'Oreal, and this is the Magic Perfecting Base in the Studio Secrets line. Now this one is, of course, it's a little bit less sanitary because you just gotta like dip your finger in, or use like a little spatula or anything like that. This one does have a very moussey consistency, and you know what, I honestly think that it is a dupe for the Urban Decay. I feel like I have found a dupe for it, but with all honesty, this travel size is like $15 and this one is like $13, and you actually get 0.5 and this one gives you 0.5. So it gives you, how does this have 0.5 and this one too? So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and take it out with the end of a brush, and as you can see, it has a pink tint as well, and it is very moussey as well, and it has exactly the same texture that the Urban Decay has. It has a little bit of a thicker moussey feel to it. Now this one is really good for mattifying and for the pore blurring. Really like this one. Next primer that I have here is this one by number 7. Now this one does say, for all day shine and control and the perfect base for your foundation, this clever oil-free primer can help. Instantly achieves a smooth, poreless skin that appears flawless as if airbrushed. The primer creates an effective barrier to shield your complexion from shine breakthrough, leaving your skin perfectly smooth and even all day long. I really like this one as well. It's just like the Hard Candy Sheer Envy primer. It is white. It's not runny, it's not clear, it's white, and I feel like it works just like the Sheer Envy by Hard Candy. Next primer, almost done, is this one right here by Too Faced, and this is a Too Faced RX Hangover. I'm sure you guys have heard this. This probably came out a couple of years back and is still one of my favorites. This one has a coconut scent to it, which I love. Well, it actually does. It contains coconut water, probiotic based ingredients, and skin revivers, which is a very good claim there. This one is a little bit more runny. As you can see, it's white. Oh, it has a nice coconut scent to it. It has a pump, which I also really appreciate. And again, oops, I'm putting on my bracelet. It's very hydrating and it leaves it really tacky. So that's that one. All right, so that was my primer collection. There are a few that I do want to try out. I do want to try the Tatcha Canvas primer. That one I hear is really good, but it's quite pricey. There's also the one by Too Faced. I want to try that one as well. I want to try the Too Faced from the Peach line, the Peach Perfect line. I want to try that primer out. Also the Fenty Beauty I hear is really good. I want to try that one out. And another one that I wanted to try out was the one by CoverGirl from the new line that they just came out with. It's a mattifying primer that I also hear is really good. But as you can see, I have a few primers still half full, more than half full, that I've got to finish up before I can get other primers. Now for the primers that I have really been enjoying, there's quite a few just depending on how my skin is feeling. But the one that I always use is this one right here by Too Faced, and this is the Hangover. I really enjoy this one because I feel like it leaves my skin really nice and hydrated. Or I'll rotate it with the Primerizer. So I'll just rotate these two. This one because of the hydrating benefits. Now for mattifying the skin, I do really like the One Heck of a Blot. This one is really good. And the other one that does mattify is this one right here by number 7, the Airbrush Away. Now for pore minimizing, that I see that does a huge difference is the No Filter, and also the Optical Illusion by Urban Decay. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this primer talk with me. Let me know your guys' favorites or your not so favorites, maybe primers you guys have tried and you didn't like. Let me know in the comment section. I would really like to hear you guys' opinions, recommendations, or maybe you've tried the ones that I want to try and they didn't work for you. Let me know. I will be leaving all the primers that I mentioned down in the description box just in case you guys want to check them out, or you guys forget the name and you're like, oh, what was she talking about? You guys know it's going to be there. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also the little notification bell so you guys can see me pop up on your feed when I do post a video. And I'll be sure to catch you guys on the next video. Bye guys.